I'm having a lot of teen, unbelievable excitement in my body right now because I'm being joined by two huge stars of my life, Brian McFadden and Keith Duffy of Boyzlife. Please, guys, you don't understand how excited I am to have you here.
No, explain to us what you just said. You're having a teen experience inside your body.
Teen experience inside my body where...
So what's happening inside your body? Tell me.
I can't tell you because it's rude.
I kind of think that's
you just told us that this is a radio station that you talk about rude things. Tell me what's happening inside your body.
I'm having tingles inside my body.
You do
like
realise
butterflies.
having a teen inside your body is actually illegal, just so you know.
Is it?
Brian!
Well, you said it, I didn't say it.
How are you, boys?
Very, very well. All the better for seeing you.
Ditto. Now, boys, my first question I wanted to lead with is a question actually a friend of mine passed on. They were desperate to know. Did you ever consider Westzone?
Yes, we did, but it's actually a car park outside Dublin Airport.
There you go. Problem solved. Because that would be, I mean, you don't want to overshadow a car park, do you?
No, well, we didn't want to be known as a car park. We'd much prefer to be known as a gay porn magazine.
Which is?
Boyzlife.
Yeah. Is there a gay porn magazine called Boyzlife?
So I believe in America, yes.
Well,
yes.
I think you guys need to hit the cover of that now.
Well, I think we have done.
Sick.
Cocks in hand.
Keith Duffy, you're so naughty.
You're the one that told me to use bad language.
It's very true. This is Fubar Radio, so that's what we're about.
Okay.
Guys, this is a really exciting tour. You're undertaking a Christmas tour where you're going to be going around playing some of the old hits from both Westlife and Boyzone. I want to kick off by firstly saying, was it a bit weird when you first started doing this that you were like, hold on, I'm actually playing like my arch enemies. Obviously, you're not arch enemies, but your competition songs. You're playing the songs that you were in competition with back in the day.
It was more of a relief because I think we've both spent so many years singing our own songs that to do a tour where you can kind of have a whole brand new fresh batch of songs that don't bore the shit out of you, it was quite exciting. You know, 'cause for me, you know, I don't know how many years and how many times I sang Swear It Again. So to get up there and sing No Matter What, I Love Me For A Reason was a bit of a break. It was nice.
Yeah, like Swear It Again, fuck it. Swear it again, fuck it. Sorry, it's a novelty for me to be able to swear on the radio.
It must be, because also it's a novelty for everyone, and everyone likes a good fuck, shit, bugger.
No, it's not a novelty, Keith. It's a novelty that we don't get given out to for coursing on the radio.
we were on Michael Ball's radio show a couple of Sundays ago, straight after Songs of Praise, and all I said was ape shit, and he nearly died. You can't say that on Radio 2 on a Sunday after Songs of Praise. I said, for fuck's sake, man, it's not a bad word. You can't say feck on the radio. I said, well, when Irish people say words like that, it's like poetry.
It is, because it's kind of like, it doesn't, I don't know why it's softer on the ears when Irish people say it.
It's feckin' you will. Go on,
it's
go on,
not
go on.
mean. Like, fuck from me sounds like aggressive.
Well, when you say that, I get tingles inside my body.
Oh my God.
Do you know, I'm loving this, but what people at home can't see is that the producer is actually typing on the screen in front of us, and this was perfect because the first thing it said, Brian, get closer to the mic, and then next came up was, turn Keith's mic down.
No, turn Keith's mic off.
No, turn it up. If anything, turn it up. So, Brian, obviously you're used to stools, not the poo kind.
Yeah, can I push your stool in?
I'm a regular guy.
But the chair kind. Listen, I really want to know. I find stools really uncomfortable.
Really?
How did you survive for so long sitting on a stool and then having to stand up and stuff? Is that why you were standing up so much? Because
I think that's why we kept quite fit. To be honest, it was all the getting up and down off the stools kept us going.
That's why they put so many key changes into their songs, so they could stand up and sit down so often.
They weren't regular stools as well, though. We had special padding for our bums, so we didn't get any chafing or anything.
They weren't regular stools. No, we had to take shit for that.
Did you guys get like bum molds? Did you get bum molds made for
regular shit?
Did we get bum molds?
Yeah, like to mold your bum into the stool.
No.
That's a thought for the future, guys. Just saying.
No, I think our days of stools are done.
No,
now.
we're in big chairs now. We're in big red armchairs now.
Our first tour, we were originally going to sit on stools, and we ended up in two massive, like almost armchairs.
Sick.
Yeah,
I think the next tour though, we're probably going to get ones recliners. You know, like what you call
lazy
those?
boy.
Lazy boys.
Yeah, the ones like that Joey had in Friends.
Yeah, can you imagine doing them?
That's a great idea.
You know,
the new tour is sorted. 2 lazy boys that we can keep for after the tour to put in our gaff.
And what's next then? 5 years time, we'd be lying in a double bed.
Yeah, but I think
with mirrors looking at us so we can see the others.
Yeah. And we get 2 more of the lads to join us, and it'll be like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
But it'd be good on a lazy boy, because surely the key change would be legit, because it would be like ba ba, and then you just go all the way back on the lazy boy.
We'll get something else to raise up instead of us.
We'll have like a Graham Norton style chair that kind of fires us up, so we don't actually have to stand up.
Exactly.
We just get fired up.
We'll make tents in the bed and stuff. It'd be great fun.
Tell me, boys, since you started touring again as Boyzlife, has it felt very, very different to when you've obviously I know the answer is going to be yes, but how has it felt different to when you first started touring in Westlife and Boyzone?
Well, obviously there's only two of us now, and the show that we started off doing was an autobiographical show. It wasn't a concert. In the end of Boyzone and Westlife, when we kind of finished off with those bands, we were playing arenas and stadiums and stuff like that. The venues that we were playing on this particular tour were the Hilton hotels, so it was a much more intimate audience. You could see the eyeballs of people. It was some nights it was like live Gogglebox, people just shouting at us, but no, it was different because we were telling stories, we were reminiscing, we were looking back over videos, we were just having a laugh. Every night is different. Myself and Brian like to have a little tipple on stage, a glass of red wine maybe, and Brian falls asleep while I keep talking, and then I wake him up when we need to sing, and the audience think that's hilarious because they think he's actually playing being asleep, but he's genuinely out cold asleep snoring. So no, we just have a good time.
And that's you're still having a good time now because, as you say, you've sung these songs a lot of times. Mm-hmm. But you still must enjoy because seeing the reaction from the crowd and everything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We still get, it's kind of funny that some of these songs can take a new lease of life. Like, as I said, Swear It Again is the song I've probably sung the most in my life.
Fuck it.
But I think now, because obviously the version that Keith and I do is a little bit different than the original version, it gives you a new kind of a buzz and a new appreciation for it. And it's great to see that 20 years since that song is out, that it still goes down so well with the audiences.
Did you realise that you guys are responsible for quite a lot of people who can't sing thinking they can sing?
Really?
Yeah. Because me, for example, in my bedroom, in the shower, wherever, like I can do those key changes. Mm-hmm. No, I can't. No, I cannot. But you can't not sing along to your music.
But neither can I. But I always got away with it.
Yes, you can, but did you realise that's kind of the reason why everyone thinks they can sing? Because they can, when you're listening to your music loudly, it sounds almost like if you're covering your voice enough, it sounds like.
But that's every generation of music. I remember growing up and having one of the now that's what I call music 62 or something when I was 5.
62. Keep going, bro. Keep going.
But I remember listening to Freddie Mercury or Curiosity Killed the Cat or one of those bands that was out in the 80s, and having the hairbrush in my hand and singing in the mirror when the house was empty, just thinking I was absolutely brilliant, hitting those high notes. I can't sing like Freddie Mercury, but I thought I could when I was 14.
Well, I'm glad you feel the same, because I definitely feel like that. I was doing it before you guys arrived today, and I actually started to get a bit emotional.
Oh, really? Did you cry? Did you get a tear in your eye?
Well, it's such a big part of my childhood and growing up was your music, and it means a lot that you guys have come in to say hello, because I'm a big fan. I wanted
Glad to be of service.
Oh, thanks, Brian. I wanted to ask a question that is probably on everyone's mind, which might be a difficult one because of...
When I was 16 behind Raheny Church, and it's nobody else's business. Her name was Lorraine.
Good one, Lorraine. No, that is my second question. But you've answered it, so that's good. No, I wanted to know what each of your best memories were from your respective original boy bands, Westlife, obviously Brian, and Boyzone for you, Keith. I wanted to know what is the thing that you love to think about when you think about having been in that band.
For me, the most exciting bit of the band was probably the first year. Would you say it was the same for you, that when you kind of come from working in McDonald's to all of a sudden, becoming a pop star, that bit where you change from being kind of normal to this weird job that you have and traveling around the world. I think as the years went on, it did become more of a job. Going around doing promotion, doing photo shoots, doing interviews. When the excitement of that was gone, but the first year, every single thing you did was just amazing. It was just you were expecting to wake up from a dream and realise that. And I remember many a morning for the first year of Westlife that I wake up and I kind of go, oh, this is actually happening. That wasn't a dream. I am in Mexico shooting a video. I am doing concerts. I am recording music. It's just amazing.
Yeah, that is, and it's so lovely that you still had that feeling as well, because a lot of people... I
didn't say I still have it. I said I did the first year.
Still had it. had. And how do you feel about it now?
Oh, I love it. I think the more years that go by, the better you are at lying about how much you love doing interviews.
Oh, yeah? What, so you're not enjoying this interview?
Oh, I'm enjoying your interview, yeah.
Okay.
I don't enjoy them all, but I'm enjoying yours.
But it's tough, isn't it? Because you come in and you get asked the same questions, and it can be a bit monotonous. But on this show, you can say fuck before you answer, so I guess it's a bit
There's no need to say it, though. Like, my kids listen to this. I don't want my kids hearing me cursing for no reason.
Oh, sorry.
That'd just be fucking stupid, wouldn't it?
So tell me, boys, what's something that everyone can expect when they come to see you on this tour? How can we get excited about seeing Boyzlife?
I know this sounds stupid, but really, I would expect the unexpected if I was you, because I don't think have we ever done even close to the same show twice, Keith.
I don't think we could if we were like paid and told do the same show tomorrow. You can have a couple of changes, but the basics of the show has to be the same. Oh fuck.
But we were very aware of that when we started putting the very first Boyzlife tour together, that we didn't want too much structure, because I think that's the one thing that Boyzone and Westlife always had is, sometimes the excitement of touring can go out the window, because if you're doing the exact same set list every night and every single bit, every moving part of the show is the same every night, it can become a little bit, repetitive, and you can get a little bored of it. So I think when Keith and I sat down, we obviously had, certain kind of checkpoints we needed to get to. We knew we had to start here, finish there, and we'd have to tell this story, that story, and sing these songs, but we tried to leave as many gaps as we could the whole way through, so that on the night it would be quite off the cuff, and pretty much the first 15 minutes of every night we don't really have any structure to it. We just sit there and we just start talking to each other, and sometimes that could go on for half an hour or it could last 10 minutes, it depends, but we like the idea of it keeps us on our toes, really.
We just rip the shit out of each other, to be honest. People can't actually believe that we go that far and then end up doing a show together and then hugging and bowing at the end.
Yeah. Do you think that's why you guys get on so well, because you can rip the shit out of each other?
Yeah, we're honest,
we don't have egos, we've been in bands with people.
I don't.
No, but we've been in bands with people that have egos, and like if you slagged I remember being in Westlife, and there'd be certain members of Westlife that if you took the piss out of them in an interview, they'd come up to you afterwards going, don't be saying things like that about me on radio or television.
Really?
I don't like that. Whereas we'll just rip the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And we don't care.
You're not going to tell me who it is,
it's the same with you, isn't it?
Yeah, dope.
No, it's interesting because also back then it was probably a lot more, as you say, structured, and there was a lot more sort of people telling you what to do, whereas now you're sort of like, you're a grown-up, so you don't need to be told what to do anymore.
They always tried to tell us what to do. Yeah. We always did what we wanted to do anyway. Do you know what I mean? Before Westlife, like in Boyzone's early days, Louis Walsh used to tell us, I was so naive, he told us he didn't want us to have girlfriends, and I said, but I'm not gay. He said, no, I don't mean that. You can't have a boyfriend either, Keith.
You got to be single for
You got to be
ladies.
single for all these ladies, you know what I mean? So I understand the meaning behind it, but we always did. Louis started his career with Boyzone. Before us, he was just putting bands in clubs and pubs, and even, in fairness, he managed a lot of the people that were done the Eurovision, like Linda Martin and Johnny Logan and stuff like that, but he never had international success like he did with Boyzone. So his career kind of started with us, and then obviously he learned his way and put Westlife together and had massive success with Westlife, and then he went on the other side of the camera and became a star himself.
Were you guys always friends during that time?
Pretty much. We've never fallen out, I got to know Brian when they supported us in Europe. In 98 it was, the Westlife boys supported Boyzone on tour, and I suppose it'd be fair to say that me and Brian were always kind of known as the messers, you know what I mean?
You're definitely the naughty boys.
Yeah, the naughty boys. We enjoy to have a good time, we enjoy having a drink, we enjoy having a party, and that keeps us grounded. That keeps us a lot more grounded than other members of the band that used to allow the success to maybe let go to their head a little bit and take themselves probably a little bit too serious.
Yeah.
And what is your favourite drink?
Once it's wet.
Vodka is one. Look, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, we do. We do drink a lot of vodka. In fairness, we don't drink whiskey because then we end up beating each other up. So we stay in the vodka.
Do you play fight like small children?
No.
Yeah,
play fight as in like wrestle.
Yeah.
No,
I'd kill him for God's sake. Jesus,
my back's too sore these days.
Who would win in a fight?
I would never raise my hand to my brother.
It is almost like saying like who'd win between a fight, you and your ma or your dad. You don't
because
fight
you're
family.
That close.
Yeah, you just couldn't imagine hitting each other.
No, the best thing, if we're fighting, I'd just be disappointed and you go, oh, Dustin, I wish you'd just give me a hit.
And boys, what's the favourite song for each of you to perform on this tour? What's the one you really get excited about performing?
I love Mandy. No, I do. The song, man.
Oh, the song.
Yeah.
I thought you meant.
I wasn't sure if you meant a person or maybe a thing
or maybe a drug or
yeah.
something. I don't know.
No, I love Westlife. Released Mandy years ago, and I've always loved that song. My father was a singer back in the day, and it was in his set list. So when Westlife did it, it brought back a lot of good memories, and now I sing it with Brian, and I really enjoy it.
It's actually quite funny for me because I hated doing Mandy when I was in Westlife, but I actually like it now. it's one song that I've actually really grown to love. It's quite funny. There's a lot of the songs that I hated singing in Westlife that I like singing now. Queen of My Heart's the same. I hated singing that in Westlife, but I actually enjoy it now.
But that's because there was always people in Westlife singing it really, really well. Now he sings it with me, so he sings it better.
True, I do shine on him now. I do shine on these records.
I make him look good now, you know what I mean? It's great.
But I guess as well, if you've got bad memories about a song, it must be so nice to reimagine it with your best mate and sort of, put it out there and enjoy singing it.
Yeah, you're right.
Just last question, guys. Can I be in Boyzlife or is it strictly boys only?
Boys only.
Oh.
Boys only. Unless you put a strap on.
Oh, sorry. What did you just say, Keith? You naughty man.
Terrible.
Brian, I've been asked to ask you if you'd like to do your rap about flicking the bean.
It's not my rap. It's Daniel O'Donnell's rap.
I'm assuming this is like baked bean.
No, it's not. It's
no,
about
your clitoris.
as in your clitoris.
Okay.
And it's actually not me. It's a Daniel O'Donnell song.
Can you rap it for me?
He goes, I'm a right proper gangster and I'm living the dream and I've got all the Irish girlies flicking their bean. And that's kind of the gist of it. But it is Daniel O'Donnell, not me. I'm just
all
singing,
the Irish
I'm
girls
just singing the song.
flicking their bean.
Now listen,
would you like to hear it properly? Shall I play it for you?
I've got to say, I've been doing this show for a long time.
It's happening. Can you hear that?
For those who know this song,
here we go.
sing it.
This is Daniel O'Donnell.
Here we go.
Oh, I'm a right proper gangster and I'm living the dream. And they've got all the Irish girlies flicking their bean. From Derry down to Kerry and from Clare to Kildare. It doesn't matter where you're from cause they just don't fucking care.
Here we go.
Oh, sit back and relax, baby. I just wanna hear you scream.
That's not your knickers twisting, that's my hand flicking your bean.
Oh my God!
Surprise.
Right, I've had enough of that. Will you be covering that on the Boyzlife tour?
We were hoping actually to do a brand new version of it with Daniel O'Donnell.
And we're going to make a very explicit video.
Could it be like the encore that you do? So you finish and it's like you've ended on a really powerful song, then you just come on in like straight.
Well, we're going
up
to do
instead
like
of fireworks, we're going to have baked beans flying all over the
my
audience.
God.
But we're going to do like an Enrico
my idea of
Iglesias and
hell.
get girls out of the audience and flick their bean.
No, Keith. You're so naughty. I love it. Because I've done this show for a long time, and I've done some pretty naughty stuff on the show. And this is the naughtiest it's ever got.
Oh, sorry.
So no, thank you
I
very
apologise
much
to
for
anybody that might be insulted.
Brian and Keith, it's been a huge pleasure to have you here at Fubar Radio.
It's been an honour.
Oh, have you enjoyed it? You promise.
It's been fucking weird.
Yeah,
it's
been weird
cursing and Keith talking about flicking beans and stuff. It's been weird.
I mean, you brought it up, so actually I
Daniel
brought it
O'Donnell
up.
brought it up.
And it's still up, by the way.
Guys, you can go and get Boyzlife tickets at boyzlife.ctickets.com.
What do we want them for? We're going to be there for free.
What you? Yeah, no, you need
She's
to buy
talking
tickets.
To the audience
Oh,
there.
sorry,
That's
okay.
What she's doing there, yeah. She's talking to the audience.
That's I'm doing that thing because this isn't just us three having a chat. You know that, right?
Okay,
Oh,
there's
We're on the
people
radio.
listening.
Yeah.
And it was live as well.
It's not real radio, though, is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, real in our world.
I thought
Okay.
Fubar was an elephant in Batman.
No, it means fucked up beyond all recognition. If you wanted to.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Very
I love
naughty.
it. What does the RADIO stand for?
Radio.
Oh, sorry, okay.
Thanks,
Or
lads.
does it stand for flicking your bean and rear?
Oh my God. I have never met two more naughty men in my entire life. Right, it's been lovely to have you
Fantastic.
guys. Let's all go out and get drunk now.
Let's do it.
That
Okay.
sounds good to me.
It's been a real pleasure to have you in. Thank you so much and good luck on the tour.
It's been great being in.